Oh, hello, everyone. It's really nice to have you all today. It is sunny in Gaza today, and hopefully it will be peaceful as well. Sunny and peaceful, hopefully. Let's hope for a peaceful day. Um, Allow me to thank all those who join us for this webinar so far, which is great to see all those familiar names, yeah, and some of the teaching staff at the English department at Luxor University. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's a great honor to have you all. But let me um, also thank George and Millie for the initiative. In fact, it was their initiative to contact me and be in touch and show interest in collaborating with us at the English department and, let's say, hearing about your stories, hearing your voice and making your voice amplifies and heard. I don't like formal introductions like conferences and speeches, but I like to be informal and just go as we go and make it kind of improvised. It has been really great to be in touch with George and Millie because we had really multiple emails contacting each other and organizing and preparing for this webinar. And I hope it will be a success, and the product as well will be a success. But I should say that when I had the chance to contact with George and Millie, I felt that they were really keen on collaborating with us and hearing your voices, academics and students alike, which is great. And this kind of, in these circumstances that we all live in Gaza, whenever you feel that you all empowered and supported from inside, from outside, locally, internationally, this is what I mean, you feel that you are not alone, even if it is virtual. You feel that you are supported. And this is one great form of support. So thank you so much, George, and thank you so much, Millie. In a minute, I'll be giving you more details about George, and I will give them the chance to tell you about them. But if you don't mind, I'll just share my screen and introduce to something that we have been talking about recently at the English department, which is RECONNECT. What is RECONNECT and why RECONNECT? To be honest, I've been thinking about RECONNECT for, let's say, months now, since July last year. I was preparing, planning, and writing drafts, writing down my ideas, brainstorming on how to go on with this idea of reconnecting students, reconnecting staff with students and giving them the voice again. But circumstances were really beyond my control, like issues with internet connection, issues with electricity were always kind of impeding my progress in this regard. So I was thinking about, okay, how to create the logo, what to include in the activities, how to go on with the webinars, who to invite, etc. And as I went on, like, preparing for this and consulting with colleagues, thanks to all of them, what always kind of pushed me to work on this was the motivation of my students in my classes. Like, whenever I felt that I wanted to kind of step back, all that motivation inside the classroom, I'm talking about virtual classroom, online classroom, that motivation always reminded me that, no, we shouldn't stop. Keep on, let's continue. Students deserve even more. So that was the outcome, RECONNECT. And the idea behind RECONNECT is reconnect, because we have been disconnected, compulsory disconnected from the outside world. We disconnected from study, from academia, from research, from so many things. We've lost so many things, but that doesn't mean that we surrender. That's why the idea behind Reconnect was about rebuilding minds and restoring futures, of helping students and individuals to rebuild minds, to restore futures, to return to track again, to focus again, because it has been a long period of really disruption, and but determination is there. So as long as we are determined to restore futures, I am sure things will be easy, inshallah. Well, our job is education. That's why the first step that we are tackling, and we are kind of the tool that we use, is education, because it's our profession, it's our passion, and it's the first step to recovery. We can all recover from that loss, that catastrophic period with education. And I was talking about education loss. It's been more than 15 months or so, right? That is really lost time. It's not only time, but it's also learning. And that's why we think that Reconnect is the way to regain what we've lost in terms of time and in terms of learning. I really thank you for joining in from Gaza and from abroad, especially those who are joining us from inside Gaza. If you don't mind, George, Millie, Miram, and others who are outside Gaza. Thank you so much to those who are joining us from Gaza. Why I'm saying this, because I really understand how difficult it is, how difficult and challenging it is to join from Gaza, given the logistics, given the problems with electricity, given the problems with internet. When it was a bit cloudy this morning, I felt like, oh my gosh, it's cloudy. I hope people will be able to join us for the meeting today, because I understand that if it is cloudy, there is no sun, it means there is no power supply, because people depend on solar panels, mostly solar panels, to charge devices. But this determination in joining a live meeting like this one means a lot. So thank you so much. I don't want to take too much time, but let me move on and introduce you to our stars today, to the speakers, to the main speakers of this webinar. Today we have George Clutterbuck, and George is a doctoral researcher, and she is part of the editorial team at a journal with the name Brief Encounters. Hopefully George will be giving you more information about Brief Encounters, because it is the core of our discussion today. So we'll get to know more about Brief Encounters and Chase as well from George. So thank you so much, George, for joining us today.
Thank you.
And our second speaker is Millie Riddell. Millie is also a doctoral researcher, and she's also part of the editorial team at Brief Encounters. And also, Millie, thank you so much for being with us today, and you will have time to tell the attendees and the audience more about you shortly. So without further ado, I'll just move the floor to you, George and Millie, and thank you so much again for your time and for your effort, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you. I'll start by extending my thanks to all of you, particularly to you, Ahmed, for welcoming us into this shared space and for giving us the opportunity to share your stories. I think is the main thing. We feel very humbled and very grateful that you've entrusted us with the possibility to collaborate. So I will talk to you now about Brief Encounters Journal primarily, but also about the CHASE Consortium, which funds that journal. So CHASE refers to, it's an acronym referring to the Consortium for the Humanities and the Arts in South East England. And it's an association of 8 different universities in the UK. These universities are East Anglia, Essex, Kent, and Sussex, but also the universities of London, that's namely Goldsmiths, Birkbeck, the School of Oriental and African Studies, and also the Courtauld Institute of Art. By being organised in a consortium, these institutions are better able to collaborate with each other and also collectively support students like Millie and I through the creation of studentships or scholarships, which are open to international students and British students every year. So that's the part about CHASE. Brief Encounters is a journal which before now has published research and creative work produced by the members of these 8 institutions, as well as other partner organisations which are affiliated with CHASE. As an open access journal, it's available to read online for free around the world. Typically, it publishes the work of students and researchers who are in the early stages of their academic careers. Therefore, the subject matter of the journal is always very varied. Okay, so that's a kind of brief introduction to CHASE and Brief Encounters. Now, what is the origin and nature of our wish to collaborate with you? Why did I want to reach out in the first place? So this is a difficult kind of topic, but first of all, we heard about the Emergency Committee of Universities in Gaza and their statement released in May last year, affirming the ongoing work of the universities, but also calling for international cooperation. It wasn't long after we found out about that we were introduced to Ahmed and also to Al-Aqsa, to your university, when we took part in an event hosted by Friends of Biasite University, otherwise known as FOBZU, which relayed stories of resilience in Palestine during the current crisis. Truthfully, we were moved and inspired both by Ahmed's strength and commitment as your teacher, but also his stories of your own strength and commitment to continuing your education. So from where we are, it feels urgently important that as many people as possible understand your experiences and your knowledge. And it's by sharing these that we feel you have a vital role to play, not only in collaboration with us, but within the global academic community. Perhaps more importantly and more fundamentally than that, we want you to be able to continue your studies and to continue developing your careers. So for us, it would be a great privilege to assist you in this however we can. I will now pass over to Millie, who is going to speak to the guidelines we have in place for collaborating with you and the journal. So Millie, I'll pass to you. And apologies, she can't be seen just because we've had some technical problems with her camera, but she would love to be able for you to see her, but she's here in voice.
Thank you, George. I'm so sorry, everyone, that my camera is for some reason not working this morning, but hopefully you can all hear me. So I'll just talk a little bit about the practicalities and what we see this collaboration looking like with you and the Brief Encounters Journal. And I'll just note that we will send around guidelines after this call with everything that I'm about to say written down, because this is a lot of detail. So what we're looking at is a special issue of the Brief Encounters Journal. And this issue will exclusively publish the work of the English department at Al-Aqsa University. And its theme will be pedagogical resilience, challenges, and adaptive strategies. And we're interested in all kinds of categories of work. So we can include academic research articles, reviews of books or films, documentaries, art, and also creative work, which could include fiction, poetry, videos, posters, or photography. And in addition to that, we also have a new category for this special issue, which is work that records your lived experiences and reflections during the current crisis. So this is a new category for us because of how important your lived experiences are to understanding the themes of pedagogical resilience, challenges, and adaptive strategies. And these could be very short reflections as well. They could really be as long or short or as personal or as wide as you want them to be. It's really something to be driven by you and how you would want to communicate your lived experience. And we do acknowledge that asking you to share these is a very big ask. But we felt that it was important that your voices are the ones to lead this and to describe and explain and share this knowledge with the wider academic community. And so we hope that the special issue can be one means of opening up that conversation and being able to share your experiences. And you can contribute either in Arabic or English. If you choose to contribute in Arabic, we will include your original text alongside an English translation in the journal, and we have translators on hand who can help with that. And again, you will receive these guidelines in both English and Arabic after this call. In terms of timeframes and the practicalities of having your work included in the journal, if you are interested in contributing, please get in touch with us or with Ahmed by the 30th of June. And all you need to have by that point is an abstract, just describing whether your work will be an article or a creative piece and what it will be about, and a short biography telling us about you and telling us about what you are studying and anything else that you would like to share or feel is important. If you send us through an abstract, we would hope to be able to have your full submission within 3 months of receiving that abstract, but we are flexible about this and we appreciate that circumstances may mean that you can't quite get it to us on time. So we're very open with timeframes. Once we have your full submission, we would hope to publish it within 3 months of receiving it. So that would be, if we receive your abstract on the 30th of June, we would look to publish it by the 30th of December this year. But because of our flexibility with submissions and with timeframes, we will be publishing the issue as pieces come in. So we won't wait for all of the submissions to be complete and edited before they go up online. So basically, as a piece is ready, it will be published. And we hope to have the entire journal complete and all of the submissions in by the end of the year, at which point we will have an online launch event to celebrate the journal and to celebrate your contributions. And all of those dates and deadlines will be sent through in the guidelines as well. And I'll pass back over to George.
Thank you, Millie. So I'll now speak to, I suppose, part of our reasoning for wanting to create a special issue with you, and that is because we hope it can be a meaningful opportunity for you to continue in your academic careers. So I'd like to explain how we think that is the case. So though the journal itself is funded by the Chase Consortium, Brief Encounters is overseen by an organisation called the Open Library of Humanities. This organisation is an award-winning publisher of leading international scholarship, and they oversee a number of different academic journals as well as Brief Encounters. They're also a not-for-profit organisation, meaning that everything they publish is open access and free to all. So I describe them as being part of a wider movement to try and make academic knowledge around the world available and owned by everyone, not just sort of excluding the majority and having it be owned by the minority. So as is true for everyone who contributes to Brief Encounters, We feel being included in this journal can showcase your knowledge and ability as a serious scholar. It just becomes a public opportunity to display that. It would preserve your work and allow you to share it with peers, to create connections with fellow scholars, with their ideas, and with institutions globally. As is also true for everyone who contributes, it can give you an experience, I hope, of what the publication process is like for an academic journal, so that you are prepared or better prepared to contribute to other journals in the future as well. Also, from our perspective, it's a huge privilege because this collaboration will mark the first special issue. It will be the first collaboration for Brief Encounters. It's unprecedented. There's not been anything like it from our side so far. It's been around since 2017. The Chase Consortium has been around for, I think, 15 years now. So most importantly, besides wanting this special issue to become a reality, we hope this is the beginning of a longer and lasting collaboration with you and with your English department, not only to keep us connected now, but so that we can share future opportunities like this one. For example, Ahmed and I and Millie have been talking about having online writing workshops to support your preparations for contributing to the journal. And we are in the early stages of planning more events such as talks and discussion forums. And you will be kept informed about those as we go forward. That is everything I think that Millie and I felt we really needed to and wanted to tell you, to introduce you and hopefully make a start on creating this special issue. I think the only things I want to add are that if you have questions now or if you have questions later, please always feel welcome to ask. You're welcome to contact Millie and I via email through the address that will be in the written version of the guidelines, but also by contacting Ahmed first of all, who will then pass on anything to us as well. In terms of your ideas for what this collaboration can be like, your input is also always welcome. In fact, it is vital because the shape it will take is contingent really on the knowledge you have, what experiences you have now, and how we can make this possible under the current constraints. I also want to wish you luck for your exams. Ahmed has said that you're preparing for exams, I think coming up very soon. So Millie and I just want to wish you the best of luck with those as well. And thank you once again for the space to share this with you. So Ahmed, I'll pass back to you now if there's anything else you'd like to discuss or talk about.
Well, thank you so much, George and Millie. This is really great and so kind of you. I suppose this is clear. The guidelines are clear. The purpose is clear, and I've received some feedback in private messages telling me this is great opportunity. So that's really that makes me glad, and I think this is a good beginning. And I think those students are, I should say, they are lucky because they are lucky and we are lucky. Let's say mutual luckiness or mutual luck, because this is a good opportunity. You said something really important, George. You said it's a public opportunity to display your work. And when the opportunity comes to you, then you're lucky. So don't waste that opportunity, guys. I think this is a good chance for you to start on kind of writing for the audience to read your writing. I mean, a few students contacted me earlier telling me that, how can we start doing research? And I was like, oh, that's a really nice question. And my reply was, well, we'll be doing some webinars and workshops for you to teach you and train you on how to do research. And I think that student was second-year student. And for some kind of context, George and Millie, some kind of context, our education system in schools and universities, unfortunately, research is not much practiced. It is not much encouraged. Like, perhaps students just get one course on research methods just before graduation, and this is just to write their graduation project. And I think this is not this is insufficient. in terms of preparing researchers, student researchers. So that's the need. That's what they need in terms of supporting them, empowering them in research skills, and this is something we can consider for the near future that we can work on. Different ways of contribution, guys. You have different forms of that you can contribute to the journal. I think you can choose the way you like. If you decide to go with a journal article, that will be great. And just know that you are not alone. We will not let you feel alone. We will be supporting you as we go. We'll be offering you some workshops from time to time on how to write research. We have the people, we have the experience, we have the volunteers who are ready, just showed interest, that we are ready to support you students, which is great, which is really awesome. I've been admitting people from the waiting room. That's why it's kind of next time I will not enable a waiting room, to be honest, because it's distracting to keep admitting people as we go. But anyway, this is great. The recording is the recording is on. Everything mentioned is in the recording. You can watch the recording after we finish, and those who are not with us can watch the recording after the meeting. But if you don't mind, everybody, I would love to welcome somebody who is with us and who has been doing great favor for the English department. This person has been, I should say, a role model in terms of allocating his time and effort for the benefit of our students in the English department. He is not in Gaza, but all the time my students tell me that we feel that he is with us in Gaza because he feels our circumstances. He shares us what we feel. And I hope that he will be comfortable switching on his camera and talking to you, introducing himself to you. Gerard, thank you so much for joining us. And Gerard has volunteered to teach at the English department, and he has been an inspiration for other teachers to join us in the department and volunteer and teach as well. So Gerard, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much for your kind words and for the nice comments in the chat. Makes me smile. For those of you that are not in the TEFL 3 class, my name is Gerard. I live in Taiwan. I have lots and lots of friends in Gaza. Some of them have left, some of them are still there. So I am consistently updated on what's going on. I can't really say much more than that. I think you know better than any of us what is going on. It has been a very difficult 18 months. I think about how I feel very frequently, and I can't imagine what you must feel when you're there. So it's a pleasure to be able to do this. It's an honor to be able to do it. I'm going to say something about writing, actually, because I think back on when I had to write my first thing for a magazine or a journal, I was pretty scared. While they were talking, I'm fairly good friends with two people that are very good at action research, or classroom action research. One of them actually just did a plenary at ITIF for Daniel, I forget his surname, Zeri, I think, yeah. And we could, if Dr. Ahmed is keen on that, we can actually ask them if they can do workshops for us. The other one is Anne Burns, who does the action research competition for English Australia. So I can promise you there will be lots of support. It is a scary thing to think about because, yes, how do I write a journal article? I think, like they said, it doesn't have to be a journal article, but I think it's really important that you do something. I'm sure I'll be working with some of you on this, and I'm going to say this sentence many times. You cannot edit an empty page. Just start writing, and then we fix up what you have. We can't fix up blank pages. So good luck. I hope we get many of you to write. It's a very, very good way to contribute not only to the teaching industry, but also to your own development, your own, if you want to call it, brand. So I think, I mean, what George and Millie's done here is fantastic. I think it's a fantastic opportunity for all of you to do something that I think would be long lasting in terms of how it could guide and develop your career. So I think it's a fantastic opportunity. That's it.
That's great. Thank you, Gerard. And I think these are really encouraging words, and you can feel the feedback and the feedback in the comments, and students are already motivated about starting to write. And you're right, we can't start on a blank page. Just start writing, even just free writing, start writing. This we've been telling our students. So thank you for stressing that, Gerard. Great. If you guys, if you have any question to George, to Millie, to Gerard, to myself, please feel free to unmute to ask your question, or if you would like to write your question in the comments, just feel free to send your questions. We are here to help you and to reconnect again. So your questions are welcome. Any questions?
Yes, I am.
Dr. Maram, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So currently I have 2 students. First of all, thank you for offering the workshop. That's really, really needed. And it's a very great idea, because I had one of the students who already graduated before the war, who contacted me that he wanted to talk about his experience, personal experience, and he wanted to publish. And there is another student I contacted because she has actually really great writing skills. And I told her, why don't you think about publishing what you're writing? She writes poetry, and we are kind of the 3 of us collaborating. And it's really slow, and we don't get to meet very often. But still, the idea that they want to publish. And my question is, they are students. I mean, one is a student. We are writing collaboratively, actually. One is a student, one is a recently just graduated, I guess, and me as a faculty member. Would the participating in publishing in for this special edition be accepted from different members from different categories, or just only for students to participate?
I mean, from our point of view, everyone with a connection to the English department at AXA would be very welcome. So welcome. What you've described sounds wonderful, and we would love to be involved in sharing it in some way. So yes.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Ruba, you had a question. Ruba, go ahead.
First of all, I'd like to thank you all for this opportunity and this shared platform. And I just have a question about the researchers, or what we can share on this journal. Is it just all about researchers, or we can, share poetry writings, art pieces? Since I'm considering myself an artist, and I have a blog on blog.com, I share my poetry there. Is it, okay to share different topics, poetry, or just focused on only researchers?
We would love to receive your poetry and your creative or artistic work as well. Very much so. And if you were to share a biography with us as well, we would love for you to include reference to your blog, to give people a way to access that as well as the work you might publish with us. So there is the theme, of course, about pedagogical resilience, adaptive strategies and challenges. But within that, we encompass, I mean, we have to acknowledge that this is your lived daily reality. So though it is about the university and how you are each being made to adapt, being able to adapt, and your resolve to do that, it's also about your whole lives as well. So from our point of view, please feel free to explore what you instinctively feel is important to explore. And at the point of sending us your abstract, your biography, and your final work, perhaps, we will be in discussion. So if there are things we can do to make it more relevant, we will do that. Or we will just welcome it as it is. So what we hope is that there'll always be conversation going on with everything you want to submit. So never feel that you have an idea that might not be accepted. We'll always discuss it. We want to discuss every possibility here. So yes.
And I'll also just add to that another one of our editorial team who isn't here with us today is Millie, and she is actually our dedicated creative editor. So her role is to work with people on short fiction, poetry, art, anything, any kind of creative submissions, and she will be part of the team on this special issue as well.
This sounds great. I think you will be supported throughout the way. Robert, don't hesitate. Just send whatever you feel you can contribute with, and we'll keep in touch. Sure. Yeah, poetry is part of the guidelines, and we'll be sharing the guidelines after the webinar. So I'll be sending you the guidelines for this special issue on the group and in Arabic and English. So you will find that poetry is part of that invitation to submit. Any other questions?
How we are
Yes,
going
Robert, go ahead.
I've been wondering, like, how we are going to connect. Like, if I would like to share a poem, for example, and I'd like, before it's published, or to decide whether it's going to be published or not. How are we going to just connect together?
So we'll mostly contact you, or you can contact us via email. And Ahmed and I were discussing this beforehand. We think in the first instance, it might be best for you to contact Ahmed, and then, but also to feel welcome to contact us at the same time. There'll be our email address within the written guidelines, which is the one you can use. So yes, both Ahmed and us at that email address will be how we communicate. So you're welcome to contact both, or Ahmed in the first instance.
I don't know how relevant my comment is going to be to the question. I have done numerous things with people that are writing for the first time, like mentoring courses or things like that. If you're nervous about sending George or Millie your stuff, send it to us first and let us look through it, and we can give you some feedback before you send it to them. Again, I think the most important thing is just send us something rather than not do anything and the opportunity goes away.
That's right. Yeah. Dana, you have a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say hi for everyone and thank you all for this initiative. And then I want to ask, like, it's like the research, should it be a full research or whole research, or just it could be small paragraphs or something like daily quotes or something?
That's a really good question. So we have, in the guidelines we will send you, we have advice about how many words you should send us. So we have set that at no more than 4,000 words. In terms of how you structure what you write, I would be encouraged to experiment. So as you say, if you want to send kind of something that's more like quotations or shorter, what could we call it? A kind of initial thesis you may have or question that you're exploring that's in a like maybe not as developed a form, that would also be welcome. I should probably add, so for us in Chase, the Brief Encounters Journal is really intended as the first opportunity for us to publish our research. I've never published an academic paper myself. It's meant as a kind of place to start doing this for the first time. So if you feel what you can produce in terms of research is still developing, that's perfect too. And as I said before, we'll always be in discussion with you. So yes, it's an open category in that way. We don't have a fixed idea of what a research article will look like. It's open to interpretation. But if you have questions, please ask them too, because I understand that not giving you a great deal of structure and leaving it too open can equally be challenging. So if there's more advice we can give, please only ask. And as Gerard's kindly offered as well, we're all here and ready to talk about it with you individually too. I hope that's
Okay,
helpful.
thank you.
Thank you, Dana. I think this is a good question, but if you decide to go and with a journal article, Dana, this is great. I think you are about to graduate, right, Dana?
Right. Yeah, right. I still have one semester.
Yeah, so this is a good chance. This is a good chance for you to start working on research and get something out, write something. It could be about your lived experiences. It could be about
this is why I asked this question, because I'm currently like drafting or writing something like this. So I asked for this.
Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Just if you start with an abstract, we are all here to support you. As I said, we'll be giving you a workshop on how to structure like this, to structure a journal article so that you follow the academic standards, and hopefully you'll be fine. Now, once we receive your contribution, like initial contribution, expression of interest, we'll notify you. George and Millie will be in contact with you regarding the outcome of your submission, and after that, probably we'll make groups in terms of your submission type. So if you are in, let's say, fiction, we probably host a kind of workshop or a meeting to see how you're going. And if it is a journal article, together, those who submitted for a journal article, they can meet and work on a theme or discuss the sections of journal articles, starting with their abstract, introduction, literature. I think you will be supported. That's what I wanted to say. You will be supported. You will not be alone. But our aim is to encourage you to start, to write something down. Because if you write down your ideas, you will achieve something. I mean, they are just abstract if you don't write them down, because they are just inside your head that no one knows about it. But if you write them down, you'll share them with the audience. As George said, display your work, share it with the people. Any other questions, guys? I can feel the motivation from your questions, guys, and I feel it's going to be a really wonderful special issue this time. Any other questions? Any other comments, suggestions? If you have something ready that you already wrote during the war and you would like to ask about, whether it could be shared with us, please feel free to ask. Tell us about it. It doesn't have to be like something that you will write in the future. If you already wrote something during the war about your education experience, about your lived experiences, you are more than welcome to share with us and tell us about it. Yes, Robert.
I wrote some kind of a prose about my feelings in this war. I would like to share it if I have the chance to.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. I'm in lust of words. I mean, what words could ever compare? Never have I imagined my life to get to this way, to stoop to this level. At the time, I questioned about everything. I should have been looking for answers. Is this the period of my life that I've been craving for? Is this the 20s that I've been dreaming of? My life, successes, achievements, and goals died in their birth. A long journey laid before my eyes. But now everything seems vague. Where is the road? Where is me? All stolen. I'm looking for a way out. Can you see one? Thank you. This is it.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Wow, this is great.
Yeah, it's really great. Thank you. It's really moving. I mean, maybe I can follow that by saying it's difficult to convey from this side of things how important it is, because of course there's a lot of conversations happening over here without contact in Gaza about the situation. And so I don't think I can underemphasize how important it is that you are able to express it and to describe it and to explain it before anybody else, and that in our UK context, among these 8 institutions, I can every time, and Millie and our editorial team can every time point people to this special issue as a beginning, and to invite them to the webinars as a beginning, to continue a conversation with you where you are, instead of allowing people to simply talk among themselves over here. I suppose from our point of view, it's a real gift in that way, and it's a real privilege, and I want to make sure that that's clear as well. So in that respect, the special issue is hopefully going to be led by you as well. Yes, I think that's all, but thank you.
Thank you, Roba. Thank you, George. Hiba, you had a question?
Yeah, I have.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Hiba.
I'm an English language graduate. I joined the meeting lately, and I saw your initiative on Facebook. I haven't understood correctly because due to the internet circumstances.
Absolutely fine, Hiba. I think she got disconnected. So my understanding is that Hiba just joined the meeting and she was asking about probably the guidelines. And if you hear me, Hiba, we'll be sharing the guidelines after the end of the session, and also we'll be sharing with you the recording of the whole meeting. So hopefully you can go through the recording again. But if you have any questions, you are more than welcome to ask anytime. Any other questions? Comments, suggestions?
I have Dr. Ahmed, but I don't want to like, it's kind of related, but not on the question of publication. So I would like wait until the end, until done with discussing the publication and students' interest in publication to the journal, so I don't interrupt the discussion, unless it works like asking right now.
It's fine. I mean, just feel free to shoot your question. More than welcome.
Okay, actually, I was motivated by what just George commented and saying, like, share it, don't speak among ourselves. And I was motivated by actually, I guess, I hope that he is still here. Gerhard Erasmus?
Gerard, yeah, he's here.
Gerard, okay. I'm sorry for mispronouncing the name. It's actually talking about the difficulty teaching online with the students on Gaza. And I have been trying by myself, like figuring out, living the experience of teaching online and facing the problem and then thinking of a solution and then experimenting a time after a time. Once the problem occurs, and asking just only one or two of you. So it would be really great if we have a group to discuss what are the problems that we face, and how did each one of us encounter and try to overcome these difficulties, and things that I did not face, someone else faced, and it might help me to figure out how to overcome the problem, because the students are they are so motivated. They are asking a lot of questions, and I feel so like heartbroken not being able to provide them with their needs. That would be really helpful if we took among each other how to help students and contact. Even students, they can share what are their problems. Sometimes we don't hear from them. Okay, so that would be really helpful to also discuss in order to have a better educational experience for both we as educators and the learners. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Maram. I think this is a really good point. I'm sure George will comment on this, but I think this aligns perfectly with the theme of the special issue. Right? We're talking about pedagogical resilience and how educators and students also show resilience in these unprecedented circumstances. So this is part of the discussion, and I'm sure it will contribute positively to the discussion, and also reflect your lived experiences as an educator, and also more importantly than a human being, as a human being who is part of this story. You are part of the story. You have a family which is part of a story. Yeah, it's going to be really meaningful.
To be honest, Dr. Ahmed, I am like I really controlled myself when I saw you, because we used to sit in the department, and I don't want to like to be affected what I said, but you lost a lot of weight. It really broke my heart. It's not Dr. Ahmed, I know, but I know that you are so strong from inside. Like, I know that every time I just say, hello, Dr. Ahmed, how are you? I wanted to have a strength from you. I know that you are in the middle, in the heart of the problem itself, the war itself. But I just want to hear, I want to read your chat. I know it's difficult to talk. I just want to hear your chat and like see it in front of me. And I said, oh, alhamdulillah, he's good. Yeah, okay, we can do it and we can continue. Move on. That's like, I don't know. I just felt that I have to say that. So we are, yeah, that's one side of the story. That's one point of millions of points that we go through, we feel. And the students also, as we pass through that, we need to support each other as a human beings and educators to students too. So this effort is really much appreciated.
Thank you, Dr. Maram. I think this, I don't want to go emotional, but this is really, thank you.
You are mostly welcome. Yeah, I know that we are there for each other. Inshallah, we'll come out of it, and we know that we are always ready, and we will go on, and we will do it.
Inshallah.
Okay.
Inshallah, we'll do it. Yeah, you're right. We help each other to make to feel stronger. So you're right. We get strength from each other, and when we feel that kind of support surrounding us from people who share us the feelings and understand our circumstances and understand our story, our narrative, this makes things much easier. Like the people
you are our role models and the examples that we are following. So we take this strength from you all the time with everything that you do to us as faculty members and everyone. We just, as students, get this passion to move on and learn more and more. it's not just like it's not just about sharing our challenges, sorry, but also about showcasing our creativity and our determination and our passion for learning. And we just have all these things because of you. We have all this passion, we have all these dreams, but there's like a diamond like been dimmed inside of us. But you are the ones who are trying to shine this diamond and show it to the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Robin. Any other questions, comments?
Maybe just
And,
to oh, sorry,
George, go
Ahmed.
yeah.
Only to express how grateful I am that you've invited Millie and I to be present and to take part in this. This in and of itself means a great deal, and it feels like such a powerful experience. So I'm just really appreciate it. Thank you for being so open with us.
Thank you so much, George. And I should say that this is the beauty of reconnecting and connecting again. Because when you get voices that are unheard, you get a lot of creativity and determination behind. And you get really unexpected, well, I should say expected, resilience and determination among students. That also makes you stronger and makes you continue and keep on. Hiba, you wanted to ask a question, Hiba. Hopefully Hiba is with us again. Hiba, are you there?
Yeah, I wanted to
Yes,
ask a
Hiba, go ahead.
question. I'm an English language graduate, as I said before I lost connection. I'm an English language teacher. I'm working as an English language teacher now. Yeah, I'm an English language graduate from English department at Al-Aqsa University, as I said. I graduated in 2021, also through a war. I got a course in writing. I wanted to develop my abilities in writing. I got courses in writing articles and so on. I want you to summarize, because I have a lot of problems in connection here, to summarize what you have said, because there was a cut and go inside your connection while you were speaking. I wanted you to summarize what you have said in this meeting, whether in a written text or via talking about it.
Absolutely, Hiba. Thank you for joining us, and you're welcome, more than welcome. Well, if you are a graduate of the English department, then you are part of this initiative. You are part of this story. We are interested in hearing from you about your story, about your lived experiences during the war. If you taught during the war, if you learned online during the war, we want to hear from you how you felt about your experience, about your resilience, about your strategies that you use to adapt with what's going on. You can write it in the form of a journal article, research. You can write it in the form of a commentary. If you watched a documentary, you can write a commentary on that, a commentary on that documentary. If you write poetry, you can share your poetry with us. But to give you something, and in writing, we'll be sending you the written guidelines after the meeting on the group, Hiba. So don't worry, you won't lose anything. We'll be sharing the recording first. Also, we'll be sharing with you the guidelines for this initiative, like for this special issue. So you will get things in writing, hopefully after the meeting soon. Do you want to add anything, George?
I don't think so. I think you summarized it perfectly well, but only just to say it's hopefully the beginning, and there'll be a lot more to come as well. So
Sure.
If now isn't the right time or possible, which I very much hope it will be, in that case, there'll be more to come.
Absolutely. And this is a note, just a note for the students joining us probably, and you can share this with other students. We were planning to have more webinars and workshops during April, but perhaps we'll pause a bit just to give you some time to focus on your exams. Hopefully, as early as May, we'll resume with webinars and workshops, and you will get some news from us إن شاء الله in early May. يعني نعطيكم شوية وقت تركزوا شباب وبنات على الامتحان عشان ما تتشتتوا. أنا عارف إنه الجهد اللي بتحطوه في إنه تأمنوا. Of course, sorry, excuse me, Gerard, if I'm using Arabic. We agreed in the beginning, George and Millie and I, that it's fine to use some Arabic. That's why I'm using it. So, well, by the way, George and Millie, Gerard knows some Arabic and he's on his way to become a fluent Arabic speaker. So
hopefully we'll join you on that in some point in the future.
You are more than welcome. فالفكرة شباب إنه إن شاء الله حنستأنف في أول ماي. يعني إن ما سمعتوا منا مش معنى إنه إحنا كاسلنا او هدينا، لا، هي الفكره انه هنعطيكم شويه وقت عشان الاختبارات تركزوا عليها، ما بدنا نشتتكم اكثر في شحن الاجهزه وتوفير انترنت. احنا عارفين انه الظروف مش سهله، فالله يوفقكم ان شاء الله. Any questions, comments? By the way, Zoom got confused. Even Zoom got confused. Zoom just sent me a notification, asked me, confirm your language. Is it English or Arabic? Because of subtitling. And I said, just English. Go ahead with English. Save it. Any questions? Well, that's absolutely fine. If you don't have any questions at the moment or comments, that's fine. You are always welcome to send your questions or comments. And we have got an idea from Roba. Yes, go and share your idea, Roba.
Sorry for breaking a lot. Since I'm really interested in all forms of art, like poetry and literature, especially poetry, I've always had an idea to, like, I really wanted to do. It is called the Dead Poets Society. You know, it's captivated from the story and the film, and it's called a Dead Poets Society. It's really about, you know, writing some poetry and share it with each other. Or we can read poetry and we can modify some writers' poems just to put our own touch on the poem itself. I've always wanted to do this, but I didn't know like where to start, or just like I want to have a team that are, you know, passionate the same way that I am in poetry.
That's a very inspiring idea. I have never seen that film either, so I need to go and watch it now to understand more. But I think this is a wonderful thought. I mean, I will say my research is primarily about literature and poetry, so I share that interest with you, and it would be very exciting for me to participate in, as you described, some kinds of workshops or groups that would center on poetry and writing poetry. So thank you so much for that idea. I've written it down so we can continue to discuss this and develop this. Thank you.
And I'll just add to that, I think that's a really lovely idea. And the CASE group that George and I are in covers all of the humanities. So we have people in literature, poetry, art, creative writing, philosophy, basically any kind of humanities discipline. So if we can connect across the specific fields that people are interested in, like poetry, and that people are researching, that would be amazing as well.
If you give me a minute to open something, I'll quickly show you something that we did. Just give me a minute to open it.
Sure. Thank you, Roba, for your wonderful idea.
Sorry, it's opening. It's opening. It will take another 30 seconds because I have to download it from Google. It doesn't want to open it. Just give me another 30 seconds. It's related to what was just said. All right, that seems to have worked. Let me share my screen. Something that I did with the Hands Up project that Ashraf's a part of is we did a poetry competition for kids. I'm going to show you two. Look, I can't show you too much of it because we just launched the publication of these. So we used two pictures of artists from Gaza. One is called Layla. One is called Nada. Layla has left Gaza. She's now in Hungary. Nada is still in Gaza. And we had students write poems based on those pictures. The different covers like this is the cover from the students in Taiwan that wrote poems which just drawn by a student. We had the pages decorated so that it had Palestinian colors and flags and keffiyeh. I'm going to show you two of the poems just so you can kind of see what the students actually did. Give you some idea of what they wrote, because I think it might kind of tie in with something. If you want to write about students writing poetry, it's something that you could potentially do. I think this was one of the better ones. Let's make it a little bit smaller. I'm not sure if you'll be able to read it necessarily. I can tell you about the students because obviously I don't think you'd ever actually see them. This specific girl is in our school because we work with a local orphanage. So she's got a history that I can't tell you right now, but it is a pretty dark one. And the poem that she wrote, I thought was really, really good, especially because I think she could really empathize with how people feel. So that's one example. Here is another one by a teenager called But Not. So I want to experience a beautiful sky, but not when so many children cry. Explore the amazing sea, but not if we're not all free. Walk together on golden sands, but not when there's blood on your hands. Please, people, read my poems, but not if Palestinians don't have homes. So basically poems about, I guess written for students in Gaza. And what I'm going to do also, if you give me another 10 seconds, is share with you one of the poems from the actual, because we had students in Gaza write poems and we had students in the West Bank write poems. And I'm going to show you one of them, the one that I think is potentially the best. I just want to find it. Here we go. This student is 12. I think what is really nice is we did this in 2022 as well. And out of the 50 poems that made it into the book that was called Moon Tell Me Truth, the 49 were female, 1 was male. The male was a boy called Obada, who unfortunately died in November of last year. Sorry, November of 2023, in the war. And the prize giving ceremony for this was actually at Al-Aqsa University, if I recall correctly. But yeah, a 12-year-old student, a really, really good poem. So my point being, if you want to think about research, you could look at the impact that writing poetry has on how students feel about their ability to express themselves. There's a lot of things you can do. And I think if Ruba likes poetry, it is definitely something to share with students that you can then turn into something that they can do something special with. Sorry, that took a bit longer than I thought it was going to take.
That's fine. Thank you, Gerard. I think this sounds and looks really, really nice. But if you don't mind, everybody, I would love to introduce my teacher and someone who's really expert in poetry. Since we've been talking about poetry and literature, someone who just kindly joined us, Dr. Akram Habib. Dr. Akram, he's the founder. I should say he's the founder of the English department at Al-Aqsa University. He was the first head of the English department. He was my teacher at uni. So I feel really proud to have him today. And we've been always in touch. Dr. Akram, thank you so much for joining us. The floor is yours if you'd like to say a few words.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmed. I've just joined the webinar, and I'm interested, like the speaker was talking about poetry, and this reminded me of Dr. Rafat Al-Arair, who was, my student as well. And his famous poem, "If I Should Die, You Should Live," it inspired a lot of people. I guess I was teaching at Al-Aqsa University, at the Islamic University. I've been teaching poetry for a quarter of a century. And I inspired a lot of students, I write poetry, but unfortunately, a few my poems are published. I have the pleasure also to share online teaching with Dr. Ahmed, and I taught poetry, and fortunately, I have recorded the entire course, and the students, were very attentive because most of them, hardly had time, to listen, to watch the videos. So because of the internet problem. So it was fortunate that we have recorded those lectures, some time ago, And I'm very happy, to see, here a lot of experts, lot of solidarity people who are joining us, we feel that we are not left alone. Dr. Ahmed is in Gaza. I'm outside Gaza, unfortunately, but I have solace in like teaching online and helping my students. Last month, I was, supervising a PhD student, and we, we awarded her the degree, and a few weeks, 2 weeks later, Dr. Ahmed was sharing me with defending a proposal seminar. So I'm very happy that, I'm having all of you online. So that's what I can say. I want to express my gratitude, but I might share with you a poem I wrote, 20 years ago, because, we are stigmatized of being, like the other, the colonial concept. If you like Palestinians and other people, freedom fighters, as terrorists. When I was in the States, September 11th, unfortunate, September 11th took place, and we had a gathering, and I had to give a speech. And, I concluded my speech by a poem, which I cherished writing. It was like to defend, we as Muslims, we as Palestinians. And I said, I'm not a beast with a horn. When I say a terrible beauty was born, there in our land, Palestine, we have no taste of Valentine, but a buzzing Apache, a smart tomahawk to dye my love red, red like a red rose. I'm not a beast with a horn, but a freedom fighter with a stone, a sacred stone, kinder than hearts, a sacred stone, milder than Cupid darts. I'm not a beast with a horn when I say a terrible beauty was born there in our land, Palestine. We have no taste of Valentine. So that, a poem I still remember. And I have, like a collection of more than 500 poems, but most of them unpublished, So I'm planning to go to London, to go to Britain. I have a son living there, so I might come this summer, like to have time and space to publish my poetry. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Akram. This is really inspirational. I think this will inspire a lot of our students today and to write poetry. And I'm sure this is going to be a good platform for sharing your poetry, Dr. Akram. Thank you so much for joining us, for your time.
Yes, just to echo, to say thank you so much, Dr. Akram, for being here. It's a pleasure to be introduced to you. And we would love the opportunity to learn more about your poetry publication as it goes forward. It sounds extremely exciting, and we wish you the best of luck with it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I missed, England, the UK. I missed, the people there. I got my master from Nottingham University, and perhaps soon I will be visiting and meeting you in person.
That would be wonderful. Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
Please keep us posted.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Guys, do you have any question just before we wrap up and possibly finish? If you have any questions, please send your question or comments. Yes, Mariam. Mariam, go ahead. Unmute and please ask your question. If you prefer to write it, that's fine, but love to hear your voice, so go ahead.
Not simple for
Yes,
me.
Mariam. Mariam? يس يس في صوت يا مريم سامعينك توكل على الله احكي.
I'm facing a problem actually, not me just, but other of students. We facing a problem at the speaking language. Actually, we aren't speaking language or practice the language English speaking because the war. So I have idea or think this course, this meeting helped me to speak. This is the first this is the first time to speak with other people, and I'm just very afraid actually. I need to continue with this meeting to speak. Actually, I don't have questions or idea, but I need to speak. I'm so afraid, and I can speak with myself. It's very good without any stress. But now I'm feeling I'm under stress because I'm don't practice this language without any people or things. So it's the first time, and I'm here with the native speaker. It's very nice, and it's my dream actually. Thank you for thank you for you, and just that, not have anything.
Well done.
Yeah.
Mariam. Good job.
Thank you, Mariam.
Yeah, that's the aim of such sessions and webinars, to empower you and give you the space to talk and raise your voice and amplify your voice. So well done. And it won't be the last chance. So once you start writing and then talking about your writing and share it with others, this is how we all improve. So you are on track. Keep working. George, go ahead. You want to say something? Sorry for interrupting.
Oh, no, please. Only to just commend Mariam for speaking out. I think it's very difficult over Zoom. Oh, it's difficult in another language. I can only say, as someone who's tried to learn German, for example, and found it completely terrifying. So I'm just grateful that you were brave to do that then, and appreciate it greatly. As Ahmed said, it will not be the last opportunity to do so. So yes, thank you.
It isn't.
Thanks, Mariam.
Sorry, Dr. Ahmed. It isn't something that I've really thought about much because because of the internet issues that you might have. But I do monthly like Culture Connect sessions where we have people from Taiwan, Macedonia, South Africa, Syria, Turkey. I have some of my friends from Gaza that has joined, and I could just send you the link to that to whoever wants to do it. It's a good opportunity if you feel like you're not getting a chance to practice English, to just join those sessions. The last month we had a session about Ramadan actually. Before that we did sessions on I think we did one on Chinese New Year, because it was Chinese New Year. The next session actually is next weekend, so I will send Dr. Ahmed the invitation and the Zoom link, and he can just pass it on to you. It's just on New Year's, because you have Eid and you have different New Years across the year for different cultures. and then just listening to people talk and share and things like that. So if you want to do that, I can just email it and you're welcome to join. It's on Zoom, so if
Sounds excellent.
possible, then yeah.
Sounds excellent. Yeah, sure. That's the aim. The aim of Reconnect. So we are sharing the same aim of reconnecting and helping all those students. I'm really glad to see that we are joined by Dr. Shahda Abu Ishaq. Dr. Shahda is the deputy head of the English department, and I appreciate that how much busy he is, but still he joined us. Dr. Shahda, if you don't mind, if you could switch your camera on. It was on already, so love to see you. I understand that you're really super busy. Your schedule is really tight, but you managed to join us. So thank you so much for joining us. He's a published researcher, so I'm sure he will his experience will be useful for us in this initiative. Dr. Shahda, welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmed. Thank you so much for your invitation. It is really my pleasure to be here and to see you here and to see our respected kind students to be participating with us. I have so much actually to say, so many things to say. And one of the things that I would love to say, it's really great to see you working very hard to help students, even though it is very terrible now in Gaza and it's not easy to manage even to just charge your phone or charge your laptop. Despite all that, you have decided to work hard and to help all the students and to develop their skills, which is really amazing. And this is what we know about you, Dr. Ahmed. May Allah bless you. And I would also like to thank all our respected guests here. I do not know actually their names. I'm sorry. I would love to appreciate their efforts and everything they are doing to help our students. This is something really amazing, and it's something very needed at this harsh time that our students are in. So I would really like to say so many things about these things, and if there's any question that anyone wants to ask, it is my pleasure to answer.
Thank you, Dr. Shahda, for your kind words. I really appreciate it. I'm sure students are glad to see you after this long time. I'm sure students appreciate your effort, and I'm sure we will also need your experience later on as we receive contributions from students regarding research articles in terms of probably helping them with the research methods and helping them with their journal drafts. We've got a question here in the chat. I'm just looking at the chat. When is the next meeting? Well, if you mean the next meeting for this particular thing, we'll tell you about it later as we move on. But if you are asking about in general, when is the next webinar for Reconnect initiative? As I said, it hopefully will be early May after you finish your final exams. We don't want to pressurize you too much with online things. Hopefully after you finish your exams, early May we'll have another webinar on something else. But we'll keep in touch. Once you send your submissions by email, we'll get back to you, and we'll keep in touch by email. But of course, Dr. Shahda, you've been part of the story of teaching online during the war. You've been teaching with us. You've been helping students. You've experienced how tricky it was to shift to online teaching so swiftly during the war, and possibly this is going to be something that you would love to contribute to the journal with, perhaps a journal article or your personal reflections on teaching during the war, like your experience with dealing with students, like the challenges, the strategies, the coping strategies that you and your students used. So perhaps we'll once we send or share the guidelines for this special issue, you will have a better understanding of what we expect. And also, if you have any questions, you are more than welcome always to to ask George, Millie, or myself.
Can I suggest something, Dr. Ahmed? Like,
Yes, please.
If you make a theme for next webinar, it might be interesting, you know.
Yeah.
A list of make a list of themes that we might discuss, so the students might prepare themselves very well for you know, the webinar.
Yeah.
And I agree with you, like later, because now the students you know, are busy with perhaps exams. But reminding of the exam, you know, I know how harsh, how hard, you know, our students like, because I experienced this, you know, and I shared the difficulty the students they had gone through. They were fighting for fighting hunger, fighting bombardment, and they were fighting for marks. That was the strange. And Ahmed, you know, reminds me, the students wanted to learn, wanted, you know, because, you know, learning, education is, you know, an asset for us. This is the Palestinian people. Even though we are seeing death every day, but, you know, our students are fighting. And thank you. I, you know, was very happy to share in this meeting and to hear Shehta's voice. He's my friend. And, you know, it's very
Thank you,
happy
Dr. Ayman.
to see
Dr.
everybody.
Akram,
Yeah.
I'm so glad to see you, by the way. I hope you are doing great.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, you know. But I miss Gaza. You know, sometimes I'm in Turkey, sometimes in Egypt, displaced. So I missed home, you know.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Me
yeah,
too.
I
Even
know.
though I'm doing great here, I really miss Gaza.
Yeah, I
And
see the fans.
I declined an offer letter here in Malaysia 2 times to stay in Gaza. But in the end, you know what
Yeah.
has happened, and we must move out. I mean,
Inshallah, I
at this
think,
time,
you
please.
know, we are coming back soon. Inshallah.
Inshallah, very soon, inshallah. We'll
Yeah.
see you again very soon, inshallah, among us. Dr. Akram, when you were talking about students and how challenging they how they motivated they are, you remind me of a quote that yesterday I was putting in a journal article that I've been working on for a conference, and one of the quotes that came from one student was really emotional, was really touching and moving. And I ended my article with this quote, if you don't mind sharing it with you. The student said, I held on to my education because it is the only light I have in this overwhelming darkness. This shows you how much motivated our students are and how much they value education, even during these challenging times. And that is all about what we've been talking about, is all about raising those voices and amplifying them and empowering them in reaching audience that could understand their experiences better through their writing. George, do you wanna say something before we wrap up? I know that our meeting probably took longer than planned, but I love it how it goes. Like, even it's the ball is rolling up, which is great, which is really nice. I know it. People are here sending some questions. Can I talk more about my experience as a teacher during war? Of course, yes. Hiba, this is what we're looking for. You can talk. You can write about your experience as a teacher during the war. This is part of the story. Shahad says we escape from these challenging circumstances to studying. Yes, that's right. That's you plunge to education because it's your hope. It's a form of resistance. It's a form of resilience. Dr. Shahda, you have a question?
Have you done, Dr. Ahmed?
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Ahmed. You know, Dr. Ahmed, there is something very, very amazing about our students.
Yeah.
Their determination, persistence, diligence is really something that we can write books about. I have got many students who were contacting me, telling me that, Doctor, we are studying now at night, even though bombardment was very, very heavy. Imagine that. So I was wondering how could these students be in such, I mean, powerful situation and to be so strong to continue studying, even though there is nothing to motivate them. Then I got to the point that this is the story of Palestinians who have refused to give up and who have decided to go on, no matter how hard it is. I think last 2 months, I got 2 students who were trying to get internet in order not to miss the final exam. One of them told me that, Dr. Saif, just now, a missile hit our area. Despite that, she finished the exam and she got 93. Could you imagine? When I tell my colleagues here and my students here at University of Malaya about how strong, how motivated our students are, they really cannot imagine this. They cannot digest this. They say, we cannot imagine. They tell me, you know, Dr. Saif, even though we are in a very peaceful country here, we cannot achieve what you people have achieved, and you have decided not to give up and to continue fighting and to continue learning, which is not easy at all. So my point is just simple. Despite all this that is happening now, it's great that our students keep on studying hard, keep on having hope. And it's really great, Dr. Ahmed, to have someone like you. I really mean it. And you know, Dr. Ahmed, I'm really speechless to express my feelings about how great you are. I mean it. As a friend, as a colleague, and not just this. And as a teacher. You have been my teacher. And I studied with you before. May God bless you. And it's something really great that you still work with the students, you still manage these seminars, workshops, and whatever. And I really appreciate our respected guests who are here, who are supporting us, who are supporting you. And we hope more people, I mean, from around the world who join us and give us a hand to help our students.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shehda. Dr. Miram, you had a question.
Yeah, first, Dr. Shehda, I'm so glad to see you and to get connected after that long time. I'm so happy to see you all, guys. And actually, I want to confirm what you just said on the importance of making voices heard and giving more, even in this war that really steals our freedom and control. To regain control back and make our voices heard. The question that I have seen in many different places of displacement, because I don't have a say or a decision where next semester I will live. And wherever I talk that I teach Al-Aqsa University online, the question is definitely by everyone. The first question would be, oh, are they studying in Gaza? Yes, the students are the most motivated in students I have ever seen. Like I can see it in the classroom, in their questions, in their emails, in every contact and we have all the time. So yes, people there are very inspiring. for like it will show later on, but their voice is needed. They are really needed to be heard. So I just wanted to share this with you, and I actually wanted to say hello, Dr. Shahda, Dr. Saif. I know you by the two names, so I'm so happy to see you all.
Yeah, Dr. Maram, I'm really so glad to see you and to hear your voice. It has been now, I think, 2 years.
It's
Yeah,
just
we have been.
I left like I left 4 months after the war, so I was there last time Thursday night at Al-Aqsa University. The war was on 7th of October. I was preparing. Actually, I had my backpack on my going to work when I was asked the driver go back home, and then we just dispersed. So yeah, we have been in the university actually last time it worked.
Alhamdulillah, you are safe and sound, and really I miss those days when we used to meet in the department and talk, discuss about students' matters and about some education matters. Those days were the nicest in our life. Inshallah, those days get back again, inshallah.
It will, inshallah.
Inshallah, very soon. Inshallah. Look, guys, this is the beauty of reconnecting. You see, we are all reconnecting again. Before we wrap up, George or Millie, would you like to add anything before we finish? Like say something? Of course, communication is open all the time. If we finish a meeting, communication is open through email, and connection is open. Always connect with us, guys. But George, you would like to say something?
Yes, just to say thank you so much for welcoming us. It's very clear you have an exceptional department, and I'm just lost for words, actually. I'm speechless. I'm moved, and it's been so joyful. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll just echo that as well. It feels like such a privilege to see all of you and meet you and finally talk to you rather than just over email. And I'll just add, don't feel, when you see the guidelines for the journal, don't feel constrained by those, because we really see our role as providing a platform for you to share your work and share your experiences. So if you have ideas for something that is not in the guidelines or anything you're not sure about, like Ruba's fantastic Dead Poet Society idea, anything like that, the kind of workshops that would be helpful for you, please just let us know, and don't feel limited by what we've suggested so far.
Yes, I'd agree and echo that. The world just needs to know that your work is carrying on, because it's allowed sometimes to assume that it's not, as Miriam has highlighted. So this just needs to show that it's still going on. That's the key aim, really, I'd say. So there's a lot of work to do, and we're excited and privileged to be part of it.
That's right. Thank you, Millie. Thank you, George. It is going on in unprecedented situations, circumstances, in a situation that is really beyond comprehension. But you are doing it, guys. So thank you so much, everyone, for your participation and attendance. Thank you so much for your time. We'll be sharing the recording with you shortly, and we'll be sending those guidelines both in Arabic and English on the group. So feel free to ask any questions later on if you have. That's it from me. Thank you so much for your time, and hopefully we'll see you soon, inshallah.
Thank you. Take care. Good luck with your exams.
Good luck with exams.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wa alaikum